Hello from E3 2016. This is Sam Miskovich with Ars Technica, standing next to Ars UK's Mark Walton. I mention his Britishness because this morning here at E3, we're posing a little bit of a challenge.
Yes, that's right. So, as we all know, British people have far better taste in video games than Americans with their brash attitudes towards, various things. So, in light of that, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to find the best video games, all the coolest things at the show, and they're going to beat yours.
So I think what's interesting here is that Mark calls himself a journalist and yet only works with chicanery and lies. I hear from the American side of Ars Technica am dead set on showing him how to do E3 proper. E3 is a strange beast, and only an intrepid American understand how to find the best stuff, playable content, and good times. So let's go fight it out, taste-wise.
Bold words. Let's do it. This is the West Hall, and in this hall is pretty much all the big stuff. And behold, the subtlety of Trials of the Blood Dragon. So, as you probably know, Blood Dragon was originally introduced as part of Far Cry. It was very cool, very 80s inspired, and they've done the same thing essentially. It's another Ubisoft game, but they've done it with Trials, and it's just super cool. It's neon pink, it's garish, it's 80s, it's got an amazing soundtrack. Trials, Blood Dragon, my choice. As you can see, I'm great at video games. No, I'm not.
Is this about the best taste or the best driving? As wonderful looking and fun as that looks, my call is for the game that has absolutely no crowd at all over here, Cuphead. Cuphead is a two-player, Mega Man-styled platformer, lots of challenge, lots of incredible hand-drawn design. They're doing a really good job of not using flash animation tricks, of using things that are truly hand-drawn to show these really incredible characters, some clearly some digital effects to make it look older, but for the most part, this is just every single thing is drawn out to look like a 30s, 40s cartoon.
You picked a game that essentially is never going to come out.
I disagree. So you're with MDHR. Yeah. Can you confirm a release date yet?
Not yet.
Oh, you're going to prove this guy right.
Told you.
We're going to come out this year.
In short, USA. USA.
Whatever. Let's move on. Can one of my things just be like this pirate statue? I know it's not strictly a video game, but A, it's super cool, and B, it's Sea of Thieves, and that's made by Rare, and they're British, and they're excellent, and they're not American, okay?
This is a combination of Assassin's Creed and the iOS game Space Team, in that 5 people are teaming up and they can't all do the same thing at the same time. So it does require a lot of shouting, a lot of communication in order to very quickly deal with an opposing pirate force. But good showing for Rare, considering everything else they've shown lately has not been this fun.
Right.
This right here is Necropolis, a roguelike, Dark Souls-styled dungeon delver. Every game is different. It has a co-op mode, drop-in, drop-out co-op, and you and up to 3 other people can just go Dark Souls style on the dungeon that's constantly regenerating as different things. The deeper you get, the more verticality and more incredible dungeon designs that you see. And I think that's what is going to make this rise above your Spelunkies and your other sort of roguelikes. So America likes hard games that are different every single time. America likes to fight and to go to the bottom of a dungeon and find the best loot. America continues to win.
We're going to head over to PlayStation now, but as anyone that goes to E3 knows, this is the classic Xbox versus PlayStation wall. And what you do as a writer for a games website is you take a photo of this and then use it for an entire year whenever you have to write anything about Xbox or PlayStation. Also, what are they all queuing up for?
Probably 3 sandwiches. This is Loot Rascals. Loot Rascals goes right to the heart of the accumulation and upgrading of loot at all times, making the entire system about getting loot, having that loot augment other loot, and just moving around a very simple hex grid adventure. Loot Rascals, one of my big sleeper picks, made by a British company, but Americans have always been good at loving good British fare.
I would say that because you've picked a British game here, you've basically forfeited.
Continuing to pick the weirdest stuff at E3. Ars' American arm has a fond, soft spot for a very strange game. It's called Everything. I use scare quotes very intently and expressly because it's an exploration of a bunch of different planets. Nothing is procedurally generated, but it looks that way. It's just a whole bunch of planets that you zoom into and out of. You take over a certain organism, wander around and try to collect enough resources so that you can pop into and out of different cellular dimensions. You can go as tiny as the molecular level. You can fade all the way out to the galaxy level of looking at planets. You become stars, you become clouds, you become water droplets, you become rocks. So, America loves everything. I mean the game, not we have taste, I swear.
Got another pick for you. This one is Gravity Rush 2. Now this is a game that originally came out on the PlayStation Vita, and as some of you know, it was a bit of a cult classic, a bit of a sleeper hit in some ways. Some people liked it, some people didn't. This one is on PlayStation 4. It was kind of one of those games that had a really unique art style, very interesting with like the sort of black paint flourishes and things on the screen. It's just one of those very, very, very cool games that I think everyone needs to go play.
I wonder if I can pull off the new Zelda game's stealth mechanic. I'm going to try to steal one of the golden tickets required to get into this crazy line. Close, but not quite.
That was like the most un-British thing I've ever seen. Like we would never, we're way too polite for that. Okay, that was amazing. All right guys, welcome to the South Hall. Now, I know so far that we've talked mostly about smaller video games, but I'm going to bring the big guns now. And my next pick is, of course, Final Fantasy 15. It looks amazing. The new battle system, very Kingdom Hearts-like, basically real-time, but it looks like there are a few improvements in there which I think are much better than what they've done in Kingdom Hearts before. Really excited to play that.
I got a chance to play a couple of hours of it before E3. That content is not on the show floor. It's making me anxious. I'm not ready to put this on the US sub side. Its work on the Unreal 4 engine is janky at best. If this game comes out at its target release date at the end of September of this year without game-breaking bugs, I will eat disgusting food, as voted on by Ars Technica readers. I'm not kidding. That challenge is on the record.
It's not a cop-out, but I am going to pick another Square Enix game. And as I've decided to bring the big guns, I'm going to pick Deus Ex, Come This Way. Really high hopes for Mankind Divided. What we've seen so far has been really cool from the story point of view. They've got that whole sort of like apartheid sort of feel to it, where they've segregated all the people with like augmentations from like the rest of the population. That's super cool. Mechanically, it's looking very cool as well. And graphically, I mean, this game is going to be one of those games that is going to be benchmarking heaven for a lot of people. This is going to push the limits of what you can do on a PC.
And they are releasing a benchmarking app before the game comes out for free with a little virtual reality chunk in it as well.
Yeah. That is some seriously cool motion tracking tech, and it's amazing how sensitive it is. Picks that up. Even in this room, I'm surprised that it works in this room, because obviously it's quite dark, there's lots of stuff going on.
Here, I'm gonna do the British thing of just my pinky. So my pick in this whole little chunk right here is this away, Deus Ex Go. The Go series has included a lot of cool twists that have made much better smartphone games than we expected. It's the first to launch with a level editor. You can create and share your own hacking-filled touchscreen puzzles as you, Adam Jensen, have to stealth around and hack your way into solving puzzles. I have ferried my good British friend here to an American institution, the Indiecade.
Indie games.
Easy first pick for me, Inversus. Inversus is a 2 to 4 player battling game in which you are one of the two colors, white or black. You can only move on the opposite color, but you turn the color with your shots. It's all about controlling the board, making it harder for people to move around, teaming up with your partner in order to get the power-ups, in order to create terrain that your team can and cannot walk on. I would say my final pick.
Final one.
For the America side is going to be Overland, which is a decidedly American game. It is a reinterpretation of the Oregon Trail in that you are trying to go all the way to the west of the United States when a zombie apocalypse breaks out. But what you're doing is you're doing turn-based management of getting through pit stops. You're driving your car, and every time you need to get gas or get supplies, you have to stop, go through a turn-based system in order to get weapons, to get items, to even pick up stragglers who will then help you in later levels. It is brutally hard. It is the most. You will die of dysentery way sooner in this game than you ever would in the Oregon Trail. Definitely my most American pick of this E3.
I find it interesting that you picked a game that is essentially America going to ravage another land that isn't yours. Well, there you have it, guys. Those were my best picks for games from E3, and I'd like to think they were better than all of the Americans.
But rather than argue over USA versus UK, let's go play more games. We have a lot more stuff at Ars Technica, in video and in text, and we want to know what you think in terms of this US versus UK battle.
Yeah, let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to Ars Technica on YouTube. Head over to arstechnica.com for more videos, and we'll see you next time.
USA!